Hey everybody, it's First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Brad Petovich. Time to talk about a major Arctic blast heading our way and the possibility of a few snowflakes, but mainly in the mountains and foothills. Everybody getting excited for snow across the Piedmont. I'm going to tell you why there's a lot of hype and a lot of rumor out there that is not exactly forthcoming with what's going to happen in this pattern. So first, let's start with the winter storm watch. Pretty impressive to see winter storm watches this far down into the south, but you can see all the way down to Birmingham, Alabama, Huntsville, even the western part of Atlanta, including the metro area, and then up into our area, you can see Asheville, Avery County, Upper Burke and Caldwell County. Eventually, Watauga, Ashe, and counties north will be added to this area for the potential for some wintry weather. Now, this is going to be mainly rain or snow with a flash freeze, and that's really the biggest concern for me as this system moves in. I want to quickly show you the temperatures behind this Arctic front, because this to me is the big story. Everyone's getting hyped up about snow, but the real concern is this really big blast of Arctic air, which is going to be diving into the southeast. And I'm going to show you why that's going to be problematic. We'll start with the modeling here. So we're going through tonight into tomorrow. You could see this Arctic front. I'm going to pan this out a little bit so you can see it a little bit wider. Now, this is a particular kind of front, and you're going to hear this talked about over the next couple of days. It's something we call an anafront. Now, an anafront is kind of unique because unlike a normal cold front where the moisture occurs ahead of the front, sometimes with these anafronts, the front is actually right here. The moisture is behind it. This is in particularly a normal occurrence with really strong Arctic fronts sometimes, because the surface front just pushes so far ahead and plows into this warm moist air that it pushes up over it and some of this moisture falls behind. So you can see why we've got the winter storm watches well down into parts of Alabama, Georgia, even Mississippi. Northern Mississippi is going to see a little bit of snow, and you can see the snow could make it all the way down to Louisiana. Now, this is where it becomes problematic for the Charlotte area. Everyone gets excited for snow. These anafronts typically don't always work out for us. I'd say 1 out of 10 of these actually end up producing any accumulating snow east of the mountains. Typically, the reason why is the cold air is chasing the moisture, and for us, the mountains tend to gobble up some of the moisture, and as we get that northwest flow, we get additional drying east of the mountain. So it's really hard for us to get any significant snow out of this type of setup. What we normally see are just a few wet snowflakes, and then it all ends as it dries out. The bigger concern, though, is, as you can see, as we go into Tuesday, we're going to see some snow move into the mountains. There's going to be rain across the Piedmont, with temperatures likely in the 50s initially. But as we go through the evening hours, that Arctic air comes crashing in here, and the temperature could fall 15 to 20 degrees in a matter of an hour or two, and we're likely going to see a flash freeze. So you can see there's not much snow east of the mountains. It's pretty quick. It's in and out quickly. The bigger concern is everything that's wet here is going to flash freeze as we plummet down into the low 20s and upper teens by Wednesday morning. So black ice is going to be our biggest concern as we go into Wednesday. This isn't really a big snowmaker. And just to show you the snowfall amounts, I'm going to put them on here. You could see the dusting of snow goes down to Jackson, Mississippi, Birmingham, and maybe along Interstate 40. But across the Charlotte area, Piedmont, Triad, Raleigh area, this is not going to be a big accumulating snow. If anything, it's going to be one of those things like it rains all day and then ends with a little flurry, and then it just gets cold. The bigger story here is going to be the Arctic air which spills into the region, because let me show you the temperatures behind this. I'm going to back this up, and this is that front. Ahead of this front, there's going to be temperatures in the 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, and teens just within a couple miles of the front. So you're going to see this dramatic plunging temperature profile move in, and that's going to flash freeze everything. So I do think there's going to be slippery roads on Wednesday morning, but not because of snow, because of black ice. We're going to see everything ice up, and then the Arctic air spills in. And I tell you what, this reinforcing shot of Arctic air, that's below zero readings coming down through the Midwest, and that air is going to move down for the middle and end of next week, especially in the mountains. We're looking at probably some sub-zero temperatures at some point. And for the Piedmont, we're looking at lows in the single digits and teens in some locations by the end of the week. So a really cold pattern shaping up. In fact, if I push this out, this is actually going to go ahead to, this is actually Thursday morning. That's below zero in the mountains with single digits across the foothills and low to mid-teens across the Piedmont. So don't get too excited for snow. This is more about the cold that's moving in. Better chances of snow for our friends to the west, but with these anafronts, They're kind of a weird animal. They tend to typically just give us some rain, a brief snow flurry, and then the Arctic blast comes roaring. Of course, I'll be updating the forecast throughout the next 24 hours, but remember, there are winter storm watches up for the North Carolina mountains. I'll turn off the temperatures here real quickly just to show you. Remember, these areas in light blue, winter storm watch, which could be upgraded to a winter storm warning at some point. Hope you have a great night. Stay tuned for updates and get ready for the deep freeze moving our way for the middle and end of this week.